Let me let you guys know a little bit about what's going on. I know that over in Israel right now, probe over soldiers' alleged sexual abuse fuels tension between Israel military and hardliners. An Israeli military court opened an initial hearing Tuesday for 9 soldiers detained over what a defense lawyer said were allegations of sexual abuse of Palestinians at a shadowy facility where Israel has held Palestinian hostages from Gaza during the war. The investigation has stoked tensions between the military command and hardline nationalists and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government, who advocate an even harsher hand in Israel's conduct in the 10-month attack on Gaza. The soldiers detained Monday triggered angry protests by supporters demanding their release, including members of a parliament and at least two government ministers. On Monday, several hundred protesters broke into a facility in southern Israel known as Said Timan, and then later into a military base where the soldiers were being held. Video showed them scuffling with troops before being forced out. So basically, you have these hardliners some of these people are in the government, are breaking into military facilities where the Israel government is holding, I want to say, was it 9 or 10 soldiers, where they're saying these people have
10 soldiers, 10 reservists,
are sexually assaulting hostages, or they'll call them prisoners, but I'm going to call them hostages. They're sexually assaulting. It's pretty much as you just got like a brothel. You pretty much just made yourself a sex slave camp here, and you can go in here and rape and do whatever you want.
We have video of the Israel lawmaker justifying rape, saying everything is legitimate. Here, we're going to play that clip for you.
להכניס מקל לרקטום של בן אדם, זה לגיטימי?
כן, אם הוא נוח'בה, הכל לגיטימי לעשות לו.
אוקיי,
הכל.
מצוין.
הכל.
זה מה שרציתי.
הכל, האנשים האלה, אתה יודע מה עשו?
אוקיי.
טוב.
יש דברים שלא עושים.
We played that one, and then we're going to show you the clip of the just random dudes trying to break down the wall so they can rape the prisoners in there. And this is all legitimate footage. You know what I'm saying? They're actually having a civil discourse right now in Israel, because some people are saying, I can even read it right here. It's saying it's Israel's descending into civil war on the right of Israel's soldiers to rape Palestinians. The moderate wing: rape is wrong, commit genocide by bombing, shooting, and ethnic cleansing, then instead. The extremist wing: Israel soldiers should be allowed to rape Palestinians.
Rape Palestinians. You know what I mean? And so this is right. This is who we're defending. This is who we're giving $3.5 billion every year to. This is who's basically helping to guide our government. This is who had the House Speaker on the steps of Columbia telling our kids who were in college that they're anti-Semitic, that they should not be able to speak out against Jewish people or against genocide or against the murdering of innocent civilians. They're telling them they basically passed legislation to take away our freedom of speech in this country, saying you can't say these things.
They passed legislation, ladies and gentlemen. You can look it up. They passed it. It was the House that passed it.
Yep.
The House passed it where they were going to take away your freedom of speech, and actually they're going to make it so you couldn't even use the Bible no more, because the Bible talks bad about Jews.
You know, and so they passed it through the House, and it was a very symbolic thing, more or less, because it may not have gone through with the Supreme Court, but you never know. The Supreme Court is pretty. You know what I mean? Like
it all depends on who's patting their pockets.
Yeah, I mean,
we're ruled by a whole bunch of old people that can't have kids. No way.
We know exactly who is patting their pockets, man. We can see it. And you look at when we get back into the conversation, you look at who more than likely is going to be Kamala Harris's running mate. It's going to be, I think his name's Shapiro. I think he's out of Pennsylvania. He's a former governor of Pennsylvania. They said he ran 14 points ahead of where Trump ran in Pennsylvania. They like him because of that. They're all signs point to this guy right here, is what they're saying, because he also has a 30% higher chance of getting her elected. If she picks him, like his path to be able to help her is better than I think Kelly out of Arizona, because he brings more to the table. It's more of a Rust Belt path.
Do you feel, my bad to cut you off, do you feel that Iran will attack soon? And if they do you think America will get into the fight?
We have to. I mean, and they have to attack, like they have to attack worse than what they did when they just sent the 300 drones. They have to attack harder than that because they told us they were going to do that.
Yeah.
They gave us a heads up, but they didn't. You didn't get a heads up when this person came into your territory and killed one of your proxy leaders or whatever you want to call it, whether it's a guest.
And that would make you look weak if you let him do it.
And it's when you've already had these people kill Soleimani. He's dead. Your president is dead. You know what I mean? This is not to say anyone's to blame for your president dying because you didn't blame anybody, but it's better off you don't blame somebody because what are you going to have to do if you blame somebody? It's war, So I'm just like, there's just a lot going on, man. To me, man, the extreme Zionists, that's what I'm going to start calling them because it's not really about Jewish people at all because a lot of Jewish people don't like this. They're not with any of this.
No, they're protesting in Tel Aviv. They're
just
like,
the same
stop,
as
get
we are.
Netanyahu out of here. He needs
just
to
the
go.
same as we are. They're protesting. The vast majority of them do not. They were the ones in the White House. Or at the Capitol building protesting in the Capitol building, getting arrested for this. Bernie Sanders was the one saying he won't even go to he wouldn't even go to the speech that Netanyahu gave. So this is it's not that I'm against it. I just see that you're placing it. It's just a surrounding effect is what I'm feeling like. And they're putting us in a bad situation right now.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go to war. If they go to war, we got to go to war.
Well, it's weakening our stance also in America, in the world. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because we're letting these people do this. It's like, who runs America? It's if you can't tell them to stop, hey, stop doing this.
We said, we call Rafah a red line. They said we're going into Rafah. And now they've been in Rafah for a while, blowing up camps. They blew up.
They tell the people to leave, and then they blow them up as they're leaving.
They're
taking the prisoners and they're raping them.
And they're raping them, man, right
women,
in front of us.
The men, the children.
And nobody's doing anything about it. We're in the middle of a presidential election year right now. A presidential run, which is important. So I can see why our minds are kind of scattered. But Biden should be on this shit. He's not running for president right now. Yeah. You got nothing else better to do, buddy. Take care of this motherfucking situation. Period. This is crazy. You see what's going on.
I don't think he can take care of himself right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I ain't seen him in a minute. You seen Biden in a minute?
He had a speech what was that, yesterday, day before, about, I think that was yesterday. He had a speech on the Supreme Court. He came out and gave a speech on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, he did speak on the Supreme Court.
But I understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to downplay anything that you're saying because I can tell he's at that point where he's ready to check out. But, yeah, man. That it's out of control, So
we're gonna be careful about the coverage we're gonna be able to view because X, which formerly was Twitter, is just Elon Musk is going crazy with that right now.